Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your March 2017 reading. Really nice to see everyone, and a reminder that, as always, you can use these monthly forecasts to look at your sun sign, for your rising, and also for your moon. I like to begin each forecast with some channeled information, so typically I choose which deck of cards I want to use, and then I meditate for a moment. And for you, the one thing that I'm sensing is there is a lot of energy coming in this month and a lot of opportunities. So your most challenging sort of aspect of getting in control of this month is just that, reining it in and navigating. And so really two things came to mind. Just that, being able to sort of rein in, think of the Chariot card, and navigate. There are going to be some big decisions that you need to make this month as well. So in addition to navigating, I also got like a quick flash of the either the Justice card or something with the scales. So for you, trying to stay basically on your path without getting pulled to the side, and really trying to stay as fair with yourself and others as possible. So let's go ahead and shuffle the deck. For those of you that are brand new, I like to start each month with a Celtic cross, and then I pull 4 additional cards for health, wealth, love, and destiny, as well as a catalyst. And we'll get into each of those as they come up. So it looks like last year and even the last couple months have been pretty intense for your sign. As I look in the deep past here, we have the Tower. So some significant shifting and changing has already happened, which is good. If I'm going to see the Tower somewhere, I'd rather see it in the past or maybe in a fear area. But let's see where it all is coming through here. Okay, and let's pull your Catalyst card now to see, really this is like the nucleus of the reading. It's how everything is tied together. This card volunteered, so we're going to use this. And so, love what you're getting for your Catalyst this month. It is a time of growth, and when we combine this with the channeled information, your challenge with the growth is, how do you sort of put all of your attention into everything that you want to grow without losing path, without losing track of where you're going. So let's see what the cards say, and hopefully we'll get some clarity there. Okay, so your center card is great. We've got the 2 of Cups, and great time for partnerships of all sorts. A lot of times people get stuck up on this as being a sort of a love card only. So yeah, if you're looking for love, or if you're in a relationship or you want to expand your relationships, it's a fantastic card. But it also extends to business, friendships, and also just how you relate to public and how you relate to people around you. So it's a great time for negotiations for you. It's a great time for getting outside and being seen more. So public speaking, negotiations, and just coming out of your shell a little bit. So don't be afraid to go to a social engagement. Don't be afraid to show your true colors at that engagement too. People are inviting you and wanting you there because of who you are. So there you go. It's a pretty good card to start with. When we look at what the challenge or the lesson is associated with this, we have 10 of Wands. So for many of you, when we're looking at some of those relationships, it's about elevating them to the next level. So if you've been friends with someone for years and years and years, this is a card that shows either that friendship's going to evolve and go deeper, or for many of you, it could be it's time to move on. And this is the same for marriages and business relationships too. When you look and you think, well, we've been working together for like 10 years, this could be like a boss and you could be the person working for the boss or vice versa. And really what this is about is reevaluating and thinking, do I want to stay, or am I ready to grow? And a lot of times growth involves taking a different path, basically, walking away from something, so that both of you can learn to be less dependent or possibly grow in a different direction. But again, 10s being ends and beginnings, so it can also mean taking it to a much richer and deeper level. Basically, though, changes the name of the game. When we're looking at your deep past here, we have the Tower card, and the Tower card shows that, with the reversal of it actually, that a lot of these metamorphoses, there you go, that you're all taking are something that you've been aware of, that you've been taking part in that isn't going to take you by surprise. The Tower upright is sort of like you get the wind knocked out of you. This, you have lots of warning signs, many opportunities, and you're basically a participant in the change that's going on in your life. When I look at recent past, we're looking at the past few weeks leading into March, I actually think February opened up good opportunities for you. The only thing that could have been a little bit unusual, unwanted, is that either you or someone in your life had more of a focus on themselves, and that was off-putting for people around them. So if it's yourself, you want to kind of check that ego at the door as we go into March. I think it served its purpose in February. There are certain months where we need to just focus on self-improvement, self-growth, and it's absolutely okay to put ourselves first, foremost, and even before other people. However, this month, there's a danger if you stay in that mode. And if you are, even if you're thinking of things like business where it makes sense to put your business first or yourself first, you have to think of the bigger picture and try to make this a win-win engagement so that everybody that's coming to the table feels like there's something that they can leave with, so that it's not one-sided. So basically working on your ability to understand what other people need, even be a little bit more generous than you might feel that you need or want to be, it's going to go a long way, and it's going to have a lot of returns. Your crowning card's a beautiful card here. We have the Three of Wands. It's reversed, but even in its reversal, it's a good card. 3 and 4s, I'm always pleased to see whether they're upright or reversed. This is basically showing me that your goals, your dreams are much, much closer than you think. Usually with the Three of Wands, we see a man or a woman looking off a cliff at boats and ships and vehicles that are coming towards them from the horizon, meaning that what you're seeking is coming. This is showing me that it's kind of already there, but you may or may not be willing or ready to see it. So with the reversal, it means, are you looking in the right places for certain opportunities in your life? Even growth opportunities. Maybe you're looking for a new teacher to come along to help you expand your spiritual journey. And the truth of the matter is one of your friends is there and ready, but you may not have recognized them as a teacher. If you're looking for love, again, it may actually be within reach and you just haven't noticed the person who is sort of like wanting and trying to get your attention. Your opportunity this month and where I see you headed is manifestation. So I love getting High Priestess or Magician. High Priestess even a little bit more because it involves taking your intuition and working with the skills that you have, where the Magician is sort of like, there's instinctual stuff, there's chemistry, there's also sort of this cosmic sense to it, but this is taking it a level deeper and actually using your free will to bring things about. So that's the lesson in this card, is that what you think, what you feel, and what you desire will manifest. If you think to yourself, I don't deserve this, then it's probably not going to happen in the way or the time or even the matter that you thought it would. If you think instead, I am ready to receive this, in fact, I know that I want this and I'm working towards it, that's a much more powerful way of approaching something, to realize that you're ready, that on some level you feel that this is something that you're worthy of, and vice versa, that whatever you're trying to work towards, it, you would be a good match for that. You have to think in these healthier terms rather than, and we all, myself included, can kind of get into that path of thinking, oh, is this ever going to happen, or what's going on with this? This card is saying, you've always been in control of this. You've always known how long it's going to take. Try to enjoy the path and try to take opportunities as they come and maximize each one. All right, let me turn the camera down so as we look at these ever important 4 cards on the right, you understand what your motivation is and where you're headed here. So when I'm looking at ego and motivation, we have 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles is always a card of questioning your own security, looking at resources and wondering if you're going to have enough. And what's interesting, I never really noticed it on this card, is that you'll see like a little faded space here with room for more. And I really think that that's what this card is encouraging you to do, is if you don't have what you want, realize that more can come. If you think that people are leaving you out in the dark, could part of it be that you're actually not willing or ready to receive their help? So asking for help, very important. Being ready to receive help, or criticism for that matter, also really important. A lot of times you'll see often many very famous people that because of their position, they're not ready or willing to receive what people want to give to them as far as advice, help, and wisdom. So in your own life, you've got to look around and think, have I been shutting someone out? Have I been discounting their wisdom just because I wasn't ready for that? It's a really good month for you to learn something new, to go deeper in knowledge acquisition or sort of immersion. So even if it's just about like reading or researching something you love, looking at something on television, or attending some sort of class or seminar to enrich your knowledge, to deepen your understanding. Eight of Pentacles is fantastic, even when it's reversed. It always shows some sort of a return when I interpret it anyway. It's not an immediate return, it involves work. And so the reversal on this for some of you may be, are you ready to do the work to get where you want to go? And are you willing and ready to wait the amount of time that it could take for some of these things to happen? I think that's where the High Priestess comes in, to not only sort of start the wheel, but also to follow through with where you're headed. And that's why, even though we didn't see the Chariot, I still think it's a great card for you to meditate on this month, to think about reining things in, being in control, and heading towards your destination. Hopes and fears for you, this could be a month where what you're wanting isn't going to necessarily happen in the timing that you want it to happen. And I think that's why we've got the Page of Cups in reverse, because a lot of times we see that as an offering, and you might actually need to pursue what you're looking for. There's no announcement this month. I think it has much more to do with you being open to some changes, maybe making some changes in your life or in whatever you're trying to make happen, because you could be thinking too rigidly for that to actually manifest. Your outcome card is a tricky one. We have the Three of Swords. It was reversed. But this Three of Swords has less to do with your heart and more to do with your home. So either relationships that are very close to your home situation. So I'm looking at maternal, paternal, or sibling relationships, or a friendship that feels like blood or family. With it in reverse, it usually involves an argument, some difficulty, a time or a need to reevaluate where you're at in that relationship, and to ask yourself if that's how you want to continue. I think what I'm seeing with this Three of Swords, particularly as we sort of see the swan on the side, is someone who's changed their facade, someone who might have grown, or maybe you've grown, and you have to look at that other person and think, can we grow together, or are we at a point now where maybe we need to separate? Because I saw that with the center thing here, the Two of Cups. You're going to have this chance to go much deeper, or to leave that person temporarily and kind of go on your own path. And I think it's going to be one of self-discovery if that's the case. So no matter what, no matter how that relationship resolves, what you want to focus on is the growth potential for both of you. Will we get more by sticking together and sticking it out, or is there more to gain by possibly trying some different things in my life? So think about that. All right, let's expand this to look at your health, wealth, love, and destiny, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more clarity on everything we discussed. So as we look at matters of health, which includes which includes mind, body, and spirit, your health card for this month is to try to accomplish love and peace. And we have the Ascended Master here, Mother Mary. It's saying, let go of the need to be right, choose peace. Healing is possible at this time. This is actually a beautiful card for the world at this point, because there seems to be a lot of differing opinions and divisiveness and finger pointing. Let's take this and sort of start it on a very small level. It's with you, with the ones you love, with the way you feel, with the way you treat other people, for your health and your well-being, particularly your heart and your mind, since those areas suffer a lot from stress. Choose the path of peace. It's so easy to get fired up over I look, because I live in Los Angeles, and there's people in traffic every single day that'll be like honking their horns, making gestures that we shouldn't be seeing, and just really taking out the aggression that's sometimes has nothing to do with the pedestrian or the other car that is sort of like evoking that gesture or the string of obscenities. But instead of thinking for a second, that person's just trying to cross the street, or maybe this person didn't see me as they were trying to weave in front. Assuming the best until proven otherwise, it actually makes you happier. Because when you start to think to yourself, everyone hates me, that person did this, and you don't like me, I mean, it's exhausting, right? So it's a lot better to sort of give someone the benefit of the doubt and think, well, I really hope that wasn't on purpose. In fact, for my own mental health, I'm just going to pretend that person was in a hurry and they don't dislike me, and I'm going to focus and breathe and get home safely. It's a lot more effective than honking the horn and sending someone to another dimension, which is what we hear a lot. I had a yoga teacher once that said it would be much more powerful to go into mantra in that moment and to sort of either say a prayer for yourself or that person, or just to breathe and focus on your breath and ask yourself why you're so angry at this other person. They're just going about their life, and sometimes there are people that are trying to make things difficult, but what you need to think about is they feed off negativity. So if you starve them of that energy that they seek, they're not going to keep doing it, either to you or to others. And that's actually that's one of the best ways to work against negativity in your life. If you're feeling it from other people, it's to starve it off. It's, for those of you that garden, it's sort of like pruning away the dead weight. And that's what you have to do in your emotional reactions. Some of these things that, they're defense mechanisms. And on some levels, they may even be instinctual. But we need to sort of, because we're thinking and feeling beings as well, we can sometimes overcome our instincts. So that's your challenge this month. It'll help your overall health. When we look at wealth and career opportunities, it's basically a time to take chances. I want you to be wise about this, though. So the Fool card basically says be bold. Don't be afraid to go out on a limb and do something unusual. But unlike the Fool, because we have this reading here and we have these cards to remind us, don't just go without a net. So for those of you that are ready to make a big change in your life, maybe moving to another country, getting married, starting a business, make sure that you've evaluated all the risks, all of the positives, and that you've really picked the ideal timing for this. When you do, then it becomes a leap of faith, not sort of like this card where, oddly enough, they don't even have the dog, and usually that's why I'm here to remind you I'm like the dog in this card that's missing. Someone needs to sort of say, this is great, I'm excited for you, have you thought about this, or are you ready for this? And if so, then I'm 100% behind you. So basically, I want you to turn on the questioning part of your head, that critical thinking, and make sure that you've crossed your T's, dotted your I's, and you're absolutely ready. Then you can take the leap, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna get a sprained ankle. All right, so let's look at your health, wealth. We're looking at love and relationships now. So what is coming through for love this month? A lot of what we were talking about earlier, which it boils down to self-esteem, because it says you deserve love, and your mantra would literally be, I am lovable, or I am ready for love, or help me be in a place where I can receive love, however verbose you want to be. But target what you're looking for. That's the other reason we're sort of seeing this woman take her bow and arrow. Be clear on your intentions, and then don't expect other people to love you if you yourself are not ready to love who you are, what you look like, what you're doing. And those are the steps you need to take, those items. If you don't like your job, you need to work on either finding something that you can enjoy about it, or finding a way to get a new job, so that that's one thing that in your life you feel fulfilled. The other thing is, if you don't like yourself, you either need to sort of open the lens and realize this is something that you and God co-created, and therefore there's divine fingers and hands and thoughts at work here, and that you have to love that on some level, even if it's a work in progress. And what a nicer way to think of yourself if you're trying to make changes, whatever they are. It could be on your spiritual path, your physical path, your mental path. But instead of thinking I'm not, think of I'm becoming. And that's really what you want to that I think is an even better mantra for you this month is I am becoming, and use the words I am because you're spiritually sort of invoking God and your own ability to create, and then put in what you want to become. I am becoming successful. I'm becoming lovable, and I'm becoming the person that I always dreamed I would be. There's your mantra for this month. That's going to help pull people into you because that's a lot sexier and a lot more enjoyable to be around than someone who is super critical of themselves and often turns that lens to other people. All right, so let's take a look at your Destiny card, which is a potential card. This is one that you absolutely have the power to change. And so this is sort of checking this is like your GPS card to see if you're in the right direction. So it's interesting that we mention all of this love and attraction, self-attraction, law of attraction, because what we have here is sexuality card that opened up. And with this, two colors are really key in this, and this would work too for if I was thinking about where sexuality was in your body. It's partly in your heart. It's partly in the first and second chakras, which is why we see first chakra especially, which is why we see the red. I think the missing component on this card, because it looks like a lot of you are very active in desire and what you want, and but I think what's missing is the brain here. I would have purple if I was creating this card, and so by omission of that purple or blue communication and connecting to spirit, I think that's really what is necessary this month. You already have 50% of what you need to bring who you want in your life or to make your relationships even stronger. But you need to activate your third eye, your seventh chakra, sixth and seventh chakras to like crown chakra being the seventh, to make sure that you're completely open and receiving your own higher guidance in this. Because if we're only working with our heart, or we're only working with our sexual chakra, which is the first, then first and second, depending on how you look at everything, but then this isn't going to be as effective as it could be for you. So I want you really to activate and feel secure in yourself, because the red also ties into security. So I think this has to do with your own sense of self-security, or again being just being secure. That's sort of like redundant. If you're feeling secure in yourself, others will feel secure in you. If you're not, what they do is sort of open up think of cracks in a foundation, a wall where you see many, hairline fractures. If you are basically very confident, very comfortable in your body, your sense of who you are, your mind, you don't have those hairline cracks, those hairline fractures. When you do, teachers come into your life, sometimes in the form of lovers, sometimes in the form of best friends or co-workers, and what they try to do is test the stability of your foundation. So you want to seal up all of those cracks so that people don't have things that they can exploit, basically. And when you are solid, that is when you call in partnerships rather than teaching opportunities. So there you go. All right, let's pull everything together, rein it in, as it were. Your channeled information this month is just that, to rein in and stay in control of things. That's going to allow you to navigate and stay on path. If you want to meditate with a card this month, I would choose the Chariot, because I think that's going to really, or you could also, as I was thinking about that, the reason for hesitation, you could do the Chariot, or you could also do Justice, because they're both about weighing things and choosing the right thing. But I like the Chariot because it's really about driving yourself in the right direction, which is what I think you're trying to do. When we looked at your catalyst this month, everything is coming to you out of a place from basically an opportunity for growth. So there's nothing happening that's going to thwart or pull away that growth. Your goal is to sort of remind yourself, how can I grow in this task, basically. As we look at all of the cards this month, remembering again, your key opportunity is relationships. Some of you are going to go deeper, some of you are going to leave some relationships this month, but it isn't sort of a catastrophic thing. I feel like whatever has happened in that sort of sense has already been said and done. So it's really the follow through this month that you'll have to kind of check with and see what you're ready for. Looking again at being less self-focused this month, turning the lens to others. remembering that what you're looking for is coming. It's already here, actually, and some of it is about your awareness of it. Your biggest opportunity this month is to capitalize on your ability to manifest. Make an opening for new opportunities to come into your life. That might be necessary, one of the ways to make this happen could be by taking a class or by taking on a teacher. The other thing is by expressing yourself, putting this down on paper. We see a painter here, so this can be, any type of art or expression, because the frustration and maybe the timing, you can get this out in some sort of a creative way. Otherwise, rein in that emotional sort of roller coaster and ride it out, because you don't want to get trapped in a cycle this month where the Three of Swords is more like the traditional illustration where your heart is broken. What this is showing you is this is a chance to check your insecurities at the door. And that was a common theme this month. So looking at this was your health card, basically choosing peace and love, trying not to get in arguments with other people. It's just not worth the energy that you're going to put into it. If you're going to take a risk, know all of the potential pitfalls. When you've evaluated those risks and you're ready, go for it. Then it's a leap of faith. Otherwise, it's just a leap, and it can be dangerous. For love, really working on that idea that you are capable and ready for love, and also working on what you are becoming, making that part of your daily mantra. And really, when we're looking at relationship opportunities, it's about moving past the sexuality of it, or if that's there, to honor it and to sort of help deepen it with the mind as well, because we are more than just these bodies, and a sexual experience can be more than just a connection between two people on a physical sense. When you combine the spiritual, that's when it's transcendent and it becomes something beautiful. So there you go. All in all, it's a pretty good month, but yeah, confidence and growth being the two main factors or pieces of your own sort of spiritual development to focus on, and to remember that you are more powerful than you think, and that things are already starting to work out in your favor. Focus on the growth of any sort of potential block or pitfall that you might experience this month. It's there to help you, possibly to slow you down so that you can either enjoy the moment more or you can avoid an unfavorable outcome. But overall, again, with this being the main card to look at this month, I think you're in a great place, okay? So if you'd ever like a deeper reading that's more about something going on in your own life, I do offer those, and I'll post a link in the corner. If you'd like to just support this channel, that's absolutely appreciated and welcomed, and I'll also post a link so you can do that. Otherwise, a great way to keep in touch is just through subscribing to my YouTube channel or to my newsletter, which I send out pretty much once a month. There may be exceptions where there's a couple, but I try to respect everybody's inbox and not overdo that. And it really is just an announcement, again, of monthly videos or a very important sort of cosmic event that I think you guys might want to know about. Otherwise, I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so feel free to join me there. Thank you every month for making this worth my while. You guys are really awesome about the likes, the subscribes, and all the beautiful comments. So keep that up, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Have a great month, and I'll see you again soon.